Hello Israel, it's me, Red Planet, coming to you once again with another video. No rights to the video or music, strictly for educational purposes only. We're going to listen to Woodward TV speak about the movie called The Watchers. You know, the Watchers were the fallen angels, watching over the earth. Let's see what he has to say about this. Let's get into it, Israel.
Today we are going to be taking a closer look at the newly released film directed by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, Ishana Night Shyamalan, The Watchers. Now this is a fantasy horror flick about a 28-year-old artist who finds herself trapped in a remote section of a forest in Western Ireland, alongside 3 other strangers, and every night they are stalked and watched by some type of mysterious, shadowy creatures. Well, spoiler alert, because today we are going to talk about those creatures, what they represent, and how they fit into the real world. Now, if you've seen one horror film creature these days, you've seen them all. They're dark, they're creepy, you can hardly make out what they look like on film. They move around on all 4s, even though they have only 2 legs. The creatures in this film, well, they try to make them different aesthetically and what they represent. I won't reveal what they look like, but I will reveal who they are in this film. There is a Shyamalan twist towards the end of the film, although you can see it coming from 50 miles away. It still makes for an entertaining movie night. So, if you didn't see the film, there will be spoilers in this video. Mainly, I will be talking about the creatures more than the movie. Who are they? They're probably not what you think, but you're going to find out in a moment. So let's get into this. Ishana Night Shyamalan's The Watchers. Welcome back to Woodward TV, and we are here to review the recently released film by Ishana Night Shyamalan, The Watchers, produced by M. Night Shyamalan. And with a $30 million budget, which is the lowest I've seen in a very long time, and knowing that this is based on a stretched novel by writer A.M. Shine, it kind of feels like this movie was handed to Ishana, being Shyamalan's daughter in her debut film. Now, I get the whole daddy-daughter thing when it comes to careers, but she's not her father. Like they always say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So my expectations were lowered aside from the fact, and I really didn't want to bring this up, but it's hard not to notice. How should I put this? Well, let's just say that there are 3 male characters in this film. They all have short screen times, and they are all killed. There is one short clip of a woman dying, but it is in a flashback of Dakota Fanning's character's mother being killed in a car accident. I know, cliche, right? Of course, there's only 2 ways for a parent to die in a movie: car accidents and cancer. Guess what? There's another woman who is mentioned dying in this film. They don't show it, they just mention it. Guess how she died? Again, it's an entertaining film, but it's just not that special. And if I keep talking about the movie itself, I'll just end up ripping it into shreds. It reminds me of one of Shyamalan's films he did back in the day called The Village. So I really want to focus on the creatures in this film, which are, spoiler alert, changelings.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, You ready? All right, 118.
Changelings are an element of European folklore, particularly in Celtic, Germanic, and Scandinavian traditions. The concept revolves around the belief that supernatural beings, often fairies, elves, or trolls, would secretly exchange human infants with one of their own offspring. These substituted children are known as changelings. In this film, however, they don't exchange their children for human children. Instead, they observe humans and shapeshift into the humans that they observe. Now, changelings often appear sickly, with distinct physical anomalies compared to the human children they replace. They might be described as having unusual features, such as long teeth, large eyes, or a frail body. They are often known for their odd or malicious behavior. They may be unusually quiet or cry all the time. They may have strange movements or display extraordinary strength or knowledge that is inappropriate for their age. Some changelings are believed to possess supernatural abilities, such as the ability to shape-shift or perform magic. And, unlike human children, changelings might age differently, sometimes holding on to their youthful appearance for many years. Now, the reason for the child swap is that in many traditions, it was believed that fairies stole human children to bring them to the fairy realm. Human children were thought to bring good luck or be used as servants, you see. Another belief was that fairies exchanged their own weak or sickly children for healthy human infants, hoping that the human environment would strengthen their offspring. Sometimes the changeling switch was seen as a malevolent act by fairies or other supernatural beings to cause distress and misfortune to the human family. This is folklore, but we all know that human abduction happens in real life, and in real life, they don't get replacements. Unless they are switched at birth, which has also happened in the real world. So, there is a level of truth to the legend. There are ways of identifying and dealing with changelings. Various signs were believed to indicate a changeling, such as failure to thrive, unusual knowledge or behavior, or aversion to religious objects and rituals. According to folklore, there are tests and remedies for identifying and getting rid of a changeling. Since iron was believed to repel fairies, exposing the suspected changeling to iron objects could reveal their true nature. In some tales, exposing the changeling to fire or heat would force the fairy to reveal itself and return the human child. Various rituals, such as baptisms, prayers, or blessings, were performed to protect against or remove changelings. So, in this film, we have Mina, Dakota Fanning's character, along with three strangers. And they all find themselves trapped in a bunker in the middle of the forest. Now, the changeling creatures in this film only come out at night, of course, because they are sensitive to light, of course, like vampires. And because it takes the characters more time to leave the forest than they have daylight hours, they don't have enough time to leave the forest, and so they remain in the bunker. Because anyone caught outside of the bunker after the sun goes down is hunted and killed by these creatures.
I grew up always on the bigger side as a kid. I was always slightly thicker, big boned.
The characters have to line up and stand in front of a window every night so that the creatures can see them and observe them without a problem. So the creatures come out every night and stand in front of the bunker so that they can watch and observe them. Standing in front of this window, which is actually a two-way mirror, is one of the 3 rules explained in the movie that the characters have to abide by in order not to piss off the watchers. Okay, so there is a real-world dark side to this fairy tale of fairies, watchers, or changelings, and that is, once upon a time, many people believed that changelings were real. In the pre-modern era, people could identify numerous illnesses and diseases, but they struggled to comprehend conditions like gradual degenerative diseases or congenital mental conditions such as autism and schizophrenia. So with these behaviors of what seemed to be a healthy infant suddenly becoming sickly or developing unusually, communities looked for explanations.
Now you understand why the Most High did not want the Watchers, the fallen angels, to fall and to teach our people different stuff that should have never been taught or shown. Not even to even lay with the women's, because all that knowledge and stuff that they had in producing, their offspring, creatures like this, because the Watchers, the fallen angels, knew a lot. The Most High did not want our people to know, but yet they taught them anyway. This has all got to do with the fallen angels, the Watchers.
Supernatural forces became the go-to reasoning for these mysterious changes. There were various rituals and charms that could be used to protect the child from being taken by fairies. Herbs, iron objects like scissors or a horseshoe were hung above the cradle. But if those things didn't work and your child was suspected of being a changeling, then there were several things that the parents would do. They could take their child to a holy well to bathe the child. They would beat the child with sticks in order to upset the fairies in hopes that they would see their child being hurt and then would return the human child to prevent further cruelty. They would even go as far as to use hammers on them or place the child in a fireplace or oven in hopes that the changeling would leave and fly up the chimney and their human child would be returned. Unfortunately, of course, those methods didn't work out too well. There was another method that was used that involved cooking eggs with the shells so that the changeling would see this and immediately make a big deal about it, thus revealing who they truly are. And because the changeling revealed themselves, the fairies would then have to return their child. Because I guess back then cooking eggs with the shells in is normal. Have any of you ever seen a person cooking eggs with the shells? Trust me, when you see someone do that, you will look at them like they're an alien or something. Anyway, that's all for now. Cool movie, not the best movie, but not too bad for little Shyamalan. If you enjoyed this presentation, please show your support by hitting the like button if you are not.
Not to me, it's just seeming like this movie was just a waste of time. Not even worth your money to go see.
Subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please make sure your notifications are enabled in your YouTube app. I want to thank you all so much for your support over the years, and I love that you're here. Have a wonderful day, and as always, friends, stay awake, stay aware, stay safe, and I'll talk to you all soon.